the next double presentation with the overall title MTM from North to South in Harmony will be presented by David Calvo, General Manager of the Itemsa, and Phil Shatterley of the Program Manager Rethink Productivity. We will start with the first presentation, Finding the Right Balance, MTM Approaches for Different Assembly Scenarios, and we'll continue with Rethinking the MTM Approach in UK. Welcome.
Thank you. Guten Morgen, and thank you very much, especially to you, Peter, for giving us the opportunity to share with you our know-how and methodology for productivity improvement. Our presentation introduces an MTM approach to workload balancing, emphasizing that effective balancing goes beyond an accurate time measurement and should be based on a consistent strategy. After nearly 40 years of industrial experience, Itemsa applies its own methodology across different real production environments. And we want to begin the presentation with a short video where we try to show the preliminary phases of any productivity improvement project before balancing, and also the principles of the Itemsa's methodology.
Every company has room for improvement. At Itemsa, we are specialists in productivity and competitiveness improvement. We deliver significant cost savings for our clients, regardless of their sector, size, or level of organizational maturity. Every company is unique, which is why our projects are fully tailored to each client.
First and foremost, our hands-on experience in applying a wide range of improvement techniques and methodologies, with particular emphasis on MTM, not just as a method, but as a philosophy, allows us to combine them effectively. This enables us to identify and quantify a wide range of small proposals for improvement, which, taken together, maximize operational cost savings.
These improvement proposals are not based in important or significant investments,
but on optimizing the use of existing resources within the organization.
Once all the proposals for improvement have been agreed with the client's technical staff, both teams work together closely to design new processes, methods, and time standards, and to define the conditions required for their effective implementation and standardization. In parallel, the Itemsa team begins preparing and training production personnel.
What truly ensures the success of our projects is our ability to empower our clients' own teams to implement these new processes, methods, and time standards with increasing autonomy, while benefiting from our ongoing guidance and support. Our long-standing experience, both technical and human, underpins our ability to help clients foster a culture of continuous improvement, enabling them to overcome resistance to change and achieve ambitious performance targets, and continue to do so even once the project in charge has been concluded.
The effectiveness of our methodology is supported by Productivity, a self-made software developed by Itemsa and continuously updated, incorporating decades of experience across multiple industries and organizations of all sizes, from SMEs to large multinational corporations.
The impact on operational costs is both rapid and measurable. During our engagement, without disrupting day-to-day operations, and within a time frame of just 4 to 8 months, average savings reached 20%, with the cost of the project never exceeding 50% of the savings generated in the first year. our commitment is backed by our experience. We guarantee these results by aligning our fees with the savings achieved. And these savings continue to accumulate year after year, alongside the adoption of a lasting culture of continuous improvement across the organization.
So let me start with three simple but essential questions. So are you sure that your line is true balanced? Do you know if every operation is assigned to the right operator at the right time and in the right place? Are you sure you're doing it first time right? Because balancing is not about how long it takes, it's about to take into account all the relevant factors. Itemsa, which stands for Technical Institute specialized in MTM, is delivering MTM approach projects, productivity projects, since its foundation. And we are the official MTM partner in Spain. And we also developed our own software based on real plant challenges, not in theory. Because in our experience, balancing does not fail because of lack of data. It fails because of lack of methodology. A robust methodology that ensures competitiveness through three key outcomes. First, improving productivity by eliminating waste, by improving methods, and by calculating times using MTM. Also, removing activities that consume time but don't create value. And also simulating scenarios so that we can respond quickly to changes on demand or resources available or mixed production. While core balancing approach remains the same, engineering challenges change depending on the production environment. So in our experience, we classify the balancing in four main types. Batch production is a kind of balancing, the most simple. Mixed production, multi-operator stations assembly lines, and finally, production or assembly cells. Let me briefly introduce you in each of them. Batch balancing is characterized by repetitive stop-and-go cycles of the same product. For example, the home appliances. And here, because of this repetitiveness and normally the short cycle times, it's important to have a high accuracy on the MTM times. So here, the challenge is to maximize the saturation of every workstation and operator. And the goal is maintain this high saturation inside the maximum takt time. Okay? Never exceed the takt time. So any balancing begins with a full definition of all the operations needed. And all these operations are enriched by a set of attributes as the required skill to perform each operation, or tools or machines required, or the family, or the value-added contribution, as well as written and visual, pictures and videos, information. Then only two inputs. You can also connect the bill of material and the pre-assemblies to each operation in order to improve logistic flows. Then you only need, in this case, only two inputs. The takt time, that is defined by the target volume of production, and a first estimate of number of workstations and operators. Then the process is, as you know, to allocate the different operations to the different workstations and operators, respecting all the constraints. So in this point is where software and AI algorithms can be really helpful. At the end, what you get after a balancing process is workstation by workstation and operator by operator, all the list of the different operations, the total time, and also you can create, based on templates, visual work instructions supported by also pictures, videos, and depending on the kind of process, much or less information. Mixed balancing, that is typical for car industry. Normally, the line never stops, and the operator have attack time, and he's moving together with the part. Okay. In this case, what is important is that each product, depending on the variant, have different workload. So here, it's really the challenge is really to get a saturation of the operators close to 100%, but taking in account this variation depending on the variant. So you never had to exceed a predetermined limit, for example, of 115% of saturation punctually. In this case, the process is based in a matrix concept. First, you have to define a product family and all the possible variants or options of this product family. Then you have to configure the different products. Each product is a different combination of variants and options. And then finally, you have to allocate the operations with the basic model or with the corresponding variant in order to know exactly the workload for each product, and each product is an individual combination of different variants. The process is the same, but here the only important to highlight is that the standard time of each operation is adjusted depending on the current mix forecast. That can change every week, every day, every month, depending on the sector. But the process then is exactly the same that for batch balancing. When we talk about multi-operator station assembly lines, we are talking about processes where takt times are long, hours, maybe full shifts. And here the challenge is different. So here you have normally crews of specialized people that work together in a workstation, and they jump or move to other workstations depending on their skills, but following the task sequence. So this is the more complex balancing type. So here is important to saturate people, to saturate the stations, to be sure that you can move normally the big product on time. So the process is the same, but here we have to take in account another important requirements. The skill required for each operation. If you are using limiting resources, sharing limiting resources as cranes or forklifts, you have to manage also the shift duration and configuration of the shifts, okay? And then allocate the operations to the different workstations and operators depending on their skills. And finally, cells cells, the workstation are fixed, and it's people and the product who is moving between stations. So here in this kind of balancing, it's important to strategically manage the travel times in between stations, and here is strategically important to have maybe intermediate buffers to reduce the time of these travels in between workstations. So Itemsa delivers a complete service, starting from MTM basic or standard operations libraries based on videos too. Also, digital solutions, for example, a simple, not simple, but an easy module to define the cycle workflow by drag and drop. So this is really helpful. Also, with saturation charts like this, real-time alerts when you have to update a time, or when you are not respecting the number of operators assigned to an operation, or when you are not respecting the preset order of precedence in between the operations. Also, one-click word extensions creation based on templates. So if you have the information, you define a template and only have to say file, print. And also to be able to simulate different scenarios to be able to adapt to changes on demand. For example, in this case, because of a change of mixed forecast, 2 workstations become overloaded, and we inserted a new workstation in between, and then we rebalanced all the operations in these 3 workstations. So this strategy significantly reduced the engineering effort, so improve the engineering efficiency, and also the decision-making quality. So to finalize my speech, so Itemsa know-how is based in always MTM philosophy. So we don't use MTM in all the projects, but we have in our mindset the MTM philosophy. And after 40 years and more than 2,050 projects, so this is the basis of our methodology. So it's finished. So vielen Dank, and thank you very much.